Kick the flow, kick the flow, kick the flow, kick the flow, kick the flow.
For critical workers.
I've just been reading this something, Paul. Sorry for interrupting you, Minister. I've just been reading something that suggests that there are some schools with up to 70% of the children attending. Something isn't right about that, surely.
Well, it just depends on the schools and the backgrounds. This is why, head teachers have got a really important role, because they know their schools, they know their children, and they will work it through. Parents need to look for that sort of like medium term, and just not sort of necessarily. Think of the school community around them. I think that's we're all in this together, and I think it's parents need to make their decisions tied into the head teachers, so that they're not just sending their children in if there is another option and if there is good online learning for them.
Just on this, Essex County Council saying will provide £3 million of extra funding to local authorities to help people who need to self-isolate. The council will provide this as a £500 grant for each resident and to cover 2 weeks self-isolation. Should London be giving better financial assistance to those self-isolating?
Well, it's an interesting anomaly, because I heard the Mayor talking about that earlier on in one of his interviews, and funny enough, I raised this in a meeting with some of the Treasury ministers this morning. It is something that we need to explore and we need to look at. We're paying £500 to on self-isolation payments, but we do need to keep an eye out to see that people are therefore getting their tests done, because if they're not getting their tests done for fear of missing out on payments, then we are therefore missing out on someone that might be going out and
Professor Fenton once as well. He's the person you say you respect. He's the person you've said is very cool, calculated, looks through the figures. He's calling for it as well.
Well, as I say, this is something that I've explored with Treasury ministers just this morning.
So the question is, do you think this is something that should be offered to Londoners?
I think it's something we need to work through. We clearly need to work through the balance of supporting people now to make sure they get the test done, so that they're not transmitting the disease, because otherwise the longer they are going and we can't get the economy recovering, those people, not only are their health at risk, but their job is at risk, clearly. So this is why all the support that we give, you'd have seen the £4.6 billion that we just offered to retail, hospitality, leisure and other businesses, needs to be looked at and around. So they're just picking one piece of it at a time is probably not the best way to go, but it's something that I do want to look at with Treasury ministers.
So finally, you're the Minister for London. Hospitals are overwhelmed. It is clear that some people aren't listening to the advice for whatever reason. Might I ask you, Minister, to give a message to London and Londoners?
Yeah, we need to. We have the vaccine programme there. It's starting to get rolled out. It's ambitious, but we can do this. But what we need now is that one final effort. Stay at home wherever possible. So please don't travel. Wherever you can, stay at home. If you can work from home, do so. And please just adhere to the rules, because it's your neighbours, your friends' lives, and importantly, livelihoods at risks if we don't get this right.
Thank you so much, Minister. Look after yourself, stay safe. I think we've got a little while yet to go on this. As Paul Scully, who's London Minister, talking to us about, contacting the Prime Minister, talking to Treasury, what he's trying to do in terms of business, and giving his reaction also to the Mayor. And just in case you've joined us,